Good morning. I'm Carol Harmer from Charmer Trading. Now, it's not usual, I have to say, that I look at Bitcoin. However, when I scroll through the charts on a Sunday or early Monday morning, some things pop out at you, and this is one of them. You're getting conflicting views on the Bitcoin, because technically the technical indicators look like they may see the market rise higher. However, we are below some quite good resistance levels, and I'm going to show you where they are. I'm sure you know where they are. But if you look here, you've got the market sitting right on that 18-day moving average, but the 50 and the 18-day moving average are basically not at the same place, but they're not that far apart. You know, you've got 1389 and 1367. It's this bit over here. Okay. Now, what this is a weird looking head and shoulder pattern. What I must express, though, is that head and shoulder patterns can be, and often are, continuation patterns. So, for example, we look at the weekly chart on here, and you can quite clearly see the head and shoulder pattern that started off the bull run. So when you get it into perspective, this little one up here really doesn't look like it's standing out as a head and shoulder pattern topping as big as that one. But when you are looking at these patterns, continuation patterns take a lot shorter time to form than either a topping pattern or a basing pattern. That's part of the nature of these patterns, is that you can quickly tell whether or not they are topping or basing because of the length of time they take to form. If you look at the basing pattern down at the, it took a year to form. So, you know, and once it did, we were off and running. Now, I know people that are trading Bitcoin are not interested in weekly or monthly charts, but it's always good just to keep your eye in, just so that you know exactly where the trend is, where it's held, why it's stopped, where it's going next. You know, small double top on the weekly chart, nothing to write home about. Stochastics on the weekly, still pointing lower. RSI on the weekly, neutral. So you really need to sort of look at it a bit more short term, which is what I'm going to do now for you. So we're looking at the 4-hourly chart, and I always find it better to combine all of them. I never ever go shorter term than a 4-hourly chart unless something happens where I think it's a spike, and then I'll go look at the hour or the 30 minutes just to see what's happened. Normally, you don't need to do that. Now, the important thing to note in the Bitcoin today is that we are approaching overbought levels. They haven't turned. The RSI is still strong, but it's the 50 period moving average we're looking at today, and that's coming up on 112.55, and at the moment it's holding, and we're above the 200-day, and we're above the 9 and the 18-day. But when you get a pole like this, okay, to be a bullish flag, you should have lower highs and lower lows. If you start getting higher highs and higher lows, that suggests that the market is running out of steam. So when you can combine all three of the time frames, you get a much better idea of where the market's going. Personally, for me, I don't trade the Bitcoin. I think I've traded it once. But personally, for me, it looks like it could come under pressure unless we break above that moving average there. So if we don't break that, then the market will start to fall. Okay, so that's all I've got to say on that today. Good luck, and I will catch you later with the Ripple I think I'm going to do next. Okay.